The woman in white stood up during revival service and sang every word of "His Eye is on the Sparrow." Not the version everyone knows, but our version. The version my grandmother arranged. The version with the extra verse she wrote in 1952 after my grandfather died. The version we only sing at family funerals and weddings. The version that's never been in any hymnal, never been recorded, never been shared outside our family. And this woman, this stranger in a white lace dress and white hat, sang it perfectly. Every word, every note, every pause where my grandmother used to stop and catch her breath before the bridge. You don't sing someone's family hymn. You don't stand up in a church where you've only been a member for 3 months and perform a song that belongs to someone's lineage like you wrote it yourself. And you definitely don't do it while looking directly at the family that owns it, at me, at my husband, at my mother sitting in the third pew, like you're claiming something that was never yours. If what I suspected in that moment was true, if she really knew that hymn the way she seemed to know it, I would lose more than my peace. I would lose the sense of safety I'd felt in my own home, the privacy of my marriage, the sacred boundary between my family's history and the outside world. But by the end of that revival week, I would discover how she learned it. I would find out exactly how deep her access to my life had been. And that hymn, that precious, private hymn, would become the key that unlocked a truth I'd been too blind to see. My name is Deborah Mason. I'm 46 years old, and I've been a member of Emmanuel Baptist Church my entire life. I was dedicated there as a baby, baptized there at 12, married my husband Kenneth there 22 years ago, buried my grandmother there 5 years ago. This church is woven into every significant moment of my life, and "His Eye is on the Sparrow," our family's version of it, has been sung at every single one of those moments. My grandmother, Mother Sarah Collins, was a musician, classically trained pianist, self-taught composer, and the choir director at Emmanuel Baptist for 43 years before she retired. When she was 35 and my grandfather died suddenly of a heart attack, leaving her with 3 children under the age of 10, she rewrote "His Eye is on the Sparrow" to include a 4th verse. I don't know why I love Jesus. I don't know why he cares for me. I only know that when I'm broken, his eye is still on me. It was her grief, her faith, her way of surviving, and she taught that verse to our family, her children, her grandchildren, eventually her great-grandchildren. We sang it at her retirement, at her 80th birthday, at my wedding, at my father's funeral 3 years ago. It was ours. Private, sacred, a piece of family DNA that you couldn't separate from who we were. So when I heard it coming out of Sister Claudia Monroe's mouth during the Tuesday night revival service, I felt like someone had broken into my house and was wearing my grandmother's wedding ring. Sister Claudia Monroe had joined Emmanuel Baptist about 3 months earlier. She'd moved to our area from somewhere down south, Georgia or Alabama, she'd said, though she was always vague about specifics. She was in her mid-40s, always dressed in white or cream colors, always perfectly put together, always at every service. At first, people loved her. She was enthusiastic. She volunteered for everything. She joined the choir even though, honestly, her voice wasn't particularly strong. She offered to help with the mother's ministry, the hospitality team, the Sunday school. She was everywhere. But there was something about her that made me uncomfortable from the beginning. I couldn't name it at first. Just a feeling. The way she watched people a little too intently. The way she asked questions that felt slightly too personal. The way she positioned herself close to leadership, close to families, close to information. My mother noticed it too. "That's Sister Claudia," Mama said one Sunday after church. "She asks a lot of questions." "What kind of questions?" "Personal ones. Asked me how long I'd been widowed. Asked about your daddy's death. Asked if we had any family traditions for mourning." Mama frowned. Felt intrusive. "Maybe she's just trying to connect," I said. "Some people overshare when they're trying to make friends." "Maybe," Mama said. But she didn't sound convinced. The first time I saw her watch me in a way that felt wrong was during choir rehearsal about a month after she joined. Kenneth is the minister of music at Emmanuel Baptist. He leads the choir, coordinates all the worship services, plans the music for special events. He's been doing it for 15 years, and he's good at it. The choir respects him. The congregation loves him. During Thursday night rehearsal, Sister Claudia kept missing her cues. Kenneth would count them in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the whole choir would come in together except her. She'd be a beat behind, a note off, watching Kenneth instead of her music. After the third time, Kenneth stopped. "Sister Claudia, are you okay? Do you need me to go over your part?" "Oh no, Minister Kenneth, I'm fine. I was watching you, the way you conduct. It's beautiful." The other choir members exchanged glances. "Thank you," Kenneth said, uncomfortable. "But I need you to watch your music, not me. Okay?" "Of course. I'm sorry." But she kept doing it, kept watching him, kept finding excuses to stand next to him during water breaks, kept volunteering to help him set up or put away equipment. I didn't think much of it at first. Kenneth's a handsome man. Women notice him. It happens. He always handles it with grace and clear boundaries. But then she started showing up at places she shouldn't know about. Kenneth and I have a standing date night every Friday. We go to the same restaurant, a small place about 20 minutes from our house. Nothing fancy, just a quiet spot where we can talk without running into half the church. We've been going there for years. One Friday night, we were sitting in our usual booth when I saw her, Sister Claudia, in white slacks and a white blouse, sitting alone at a table near the window, reading a book. She looked up, saw us, smiled like it was the most natural coincidence in the world. "Minister Kenneth, Sister Deborah, what a blessing to see you here." She came over to our table. "I just moved to this area, and I've been trying all the restaurants. This one is lovely. Do you two come here often?" "Sometimes," Kenneth said vaguely. "Well, it's wonderful. I'll have to come back." She smiled at me. "Sister Deborah, that's a beautiful necklace. Is it a family piece?" It was. My grandmother's. A simple gold chain with a small cross. "Yes," I said. "I thought so. You wear it a lot. It suits you." She went back to her table. Kenneth and I looked at each other. "That was weird," I said quietly. "Very. How would she know this is a family piece? I don't talk about my jewelry at church." "I don't know. Maybe someone mentioned it?" But it bothered me. The way she'd noticed, the way she'd commented, the way she'd known we came here often when we'd never mentioned it. I didn't understand then why her showing up there felt like a violation. But I do now. The second time something felt off was at my mother's house. Mama still lives in the house I grew up in. The house where my grandmother lived with us for the last 10 years of her life. The house filled with memories and music and Mother Sarah's arrangements, including the handwritten music for our family version of "His Eye is on the Sparrow." Mama keeps it in a frame in the music room, the room where my grandmother's piano still sits, where we still gather for holidays and sing together. I went to visit Mama on a Tuesday afternoon. We were having tea in the kitchen when she said something that made my blood run cold. "That Sister Claudia came by yesterday." "What? Why?" "Said she was visiting shut-ins and new widows." I told her I'm not shut in, I'm just old. Mama smiled, but it faded quickly. But she came in anyway. Stayed for about 30 minutes, asked to see family photos, wanted to know about our church history. "Did you show her around?" "A little. She saw the music room, saw the piano, saw that framed arrangement of Sparrow." My stomach dropped. "Did she ask about it?" "Yes. Asked who wrote the extra verse. I told her your grandmother did, told her it was private, family only. She said she understood. But Deborah," Mama's voice got quieter. "She took a picture of it with her phone." "What?" "She asked if she could take a picture for inspiration. Said she loved seeing how music touched families. I said no, but when I went to the kitchen to get more tea, I heard a camera click. I came back and she was putting her phone away." "Mama, that's not okay." "I know. I asked her to leave after that, politely but firmly. She smiled and said she understood. But before she left, she said something strange." "What?" She said, Minister Kenneth is blessed to be married to a woman from such a musical family. I never mentioned you were married to Kenneth. I never mentioned Kenneth at all. The pieces were starting to come together, but I didn't want to see the picture they were forming. I went home and told Kenneth what happened. He got very quiet. Deborah, I need to tell you something. What? Last week after choir rehearsal, Sister Claudia asked me if I'd be willing to give her voice lessons. Private lessons. At her house. What did you say? I said no. I explained that I don't do private lessons, and if she wanted help with her voice, she should work with the choir during regular rehearsals. She said she understood. But then she said, he hesitated. She said she wanted to learn to sing the way your grandmother taught you. Said she'd heard about Mother Sarah's arrangements and wanted to honor that legacy. How would she know about Mama Sarah's arrangements? I don't know. I didn't tell her. Who would have? We couldn't figure it out. But it was clear. Sister Claudia was gathering information about our family, about our history, about our music. But I didn't know why. Not yet. The revival started the following Sunday. Emmanuel Baptist was hosting a week-long revival, Sunday through Friday, with a visiting evangelist and special music every night. The church was packed every service. People came from other congregations. It was powerful, anointed. Sister Claudia was there every single night. Always in white, always in the third row, always watching Kenneth when he led worship. Monday night, nothing unusual happened. The evangelist preached. People got saved. We sang traditional hymns. Tuesday night was different. The evangelist had just finished preaching. He opened the altar for anyone who wanted prayer. About 20 people came forward, and then Sister Claudia stood up. She walked to the front, but not to the altar. She walked to where Kenneth was sitting at the piano. She whispered something to him. He shook his head. She insisted. Pastor Morrison, seeing the interaction, came over. Is everything all right? Sister Claudia wants to sing a special song, Kenneth said. I told her we're in the middle of altar call and it's not the right time. The Lord laid it on my heart, Sister Claudia said. Her voice was loud enough for the front half of the church to hear. I'm supposed to sing. Right now. It's important. Pastor Morrison looked uncomfortable. Sister Claudia, we usually plan special music ahead of time. If you want to sing, you can talk to Minister Kenneth and... No. Her voice got louder. It has to be now. God told me. It's for this family. She looked directly at me, at my mother, at my aunt and uncle sitting 2 rows back. The sanctuary got very quiet, everyone watching. Pastor Morrison, trying to keep the peace, nodded. All right, but keep it brief. We have people at the altar who need prayer. Sister Claudia smiled, turned to Kenneth. Play His Eye is on the Sparrow. Kenneth's face went carefully blank. Which arrangement? You know which one. He didn't move. Minister Kenneth, please, play the arrangement, the one with the special verse. My mother grabbed my hand. Hard. Kenneth looked at Pastor Morrison. Pastor Morrison looked confused. He didn't understand what was happening yet. Kenneth, not knowing what else to do, began to play. And Sister Claudia began to sing. Not the regular hymn. Our hymn. Mother Sarah's arrangement. Note for note. Pause for pause. When she got to the 4th verse, the private verse, the family verse, she sang it perfectly, closed her eyes, raised her hand, sang it like it was hers. I don't know why I love Jesus. I don't know why He cares for me. I only know that when I'm broken, His eye is still on me. People in the congregation who didn't know our family history thought it was beautiful. They said, Amen. They clapped. But my family, we sat frozen because we knew. We knew she shouldn't know that verse, shouldn't be able to sing it like that. When she finished, she opened her eyes and looked directly at me. Thank you, Minister Kenneth, for teaching me that arrangement. It's been such a blessing learning from you. Kenneth stood up from the piano. I didn't teach you that. Sister Claudia smiled. Well, someone did. And it's such a beautiful family song. I hope I did it justice. My mother stood up. At 72 years old, with arthritis in her knees, she stood up in the middle of revival service and said, You need to explain yourself." The sanctuary went silent. Pastor Morrison stepped forward. "Mother Collins, let's take this to—" "No," Mama said. Her voice carried the authority of a woman who'd been in that church for 7 decades. "She just sang my mother's song, my mother's private arrangement, and she needs to explain how she knows it." Sister Claudia's smile faltered. I heard it somewhere. Maybe someone in the family shared it?" "No one shared it," I said, standing up next to my mother. "That arrangement has never been published, never been recorded. The only copy is framed in my mother's house. The house you visited last week. The house where you took a picture of that arrangement without permission." The color drained from Sister Claudia's face. One of the deacons, Brother Williams, stood up. "Sister Claudia, is that true? Did you go to Mother Collins's house and photograph private family documents?" I was just trying to learn, to appreciate the family's musical legacy." "By stealing it?" My aunt stood up now. "By taking what wasn't offered and claiming it as your own?" "I wasn't stealing. I was honoring." "No," my mother said. "You were taking. There's a difference." Pastor Morrison's face had gone hard. "Sister Claudia, I think we need to have a conversation in my office. Right now." But Sister Claudia wasn't done. She turned to Kenneth. "I only wanted to be close to you, to be part of what you have. Your family is so beautiful, so musical, so connected. I just wanted to belong to something like that." Kenneth's voice was cold. "So you invaded our privacy, followed us, took pictures in my mother-in-law's home, learned our family songs without permission? I was trying to impress you by violating boundaries, by showing you I could fit in, that I could be part of your world." I felt sick. This wasn't about music. This wasn't about church. This was about obsession. Mother Lorraine, one of the oldest mothers of the church, stood up. "Young lady, impressing someone doesn't involve stealing their family's legacy. It doesn't involve following them. It doesn't involve crossing boundaries that any person with sense would respect." Another choir member, Sister Janet, raised her hand. "Pastor, I need to say something." "Go ahead, Sister Janet." "Sister Claudia asked me about Minister Kenneth about a month ago, asked if he and Sister Deborah had a happy marriage, asked if they had any problems, asked if they went anywhere together regularly. I told her that was inappropriate and she needed to stop, but she didn't. She kept asking other choir members questions. We thought she was just nosy. We didn't realize—" Sister Janet's voice trailed off. Brother Thomas, another deacon, stood. "She's been asking questions in the men's Bible study too, about Minister Kenneth, about his family, about his schedule. Several of us noticed, but we didn't connect it to anything specific." Pastor Morrison looked at Sister Claudia. "Is this true? Have you been gathering information about Minister Kenneth and his family?" She didn't answer. Just stood there in her white dress, tears starting to run down her face. "Sister Claudia, I'm going to ask you to come to my office. We need to discuss this situation with the deacon board." "I didn't mean any harm." "Intent doesn't erase impact," Mother Lorraine said. "You harmed this family. You violated their privacy. You stole their legacy. That requires accountability, regardless of your intentions." The revival service ended abruptly. Pastor Morrison, the deacons, Sister Claudia, Kenneth, my mother, and I all went to the church office. In that office, the full truth came out. Sister Claudia had been following us for months, almost from the moment she joined Emmanuel Baptist. Not just to the restaurant, to the grocery store, to the park where Kenneth and I took walks on Saturday mornings, to my mother's house multiple times, not just the once Mama had mentioned. She'd been taking pictures of our house, of our cars, of us together. She'd joined the choir specifically to get close to Kenneth. She'd volunteered for everything he coordinated. She'd asked other church members dozens of questions about our marriage, our family, our history. And when she'd seen the framed arrangement of "His Eye is on the Sparrow" in my mother's music room, she hadn't just taken one picture. She'd taken multiple, close-ups of every page. She'd memorized it, practiced it, perfected it, all so she could sing it during revival, in front of everyone, as a way to show Kenneth that she could be part of our family, that she belonged in our world. "I just wanted you to see me," she said to Kenneth, crying. "I wanted you to notice me, to think I was special." "I'm married," Kenneth said. "Happily married. Nothing you did was going to change that. But if you saw how well I fit with your family—" "You don't fit," I said, "because you're not family, and you can't steal your way into belonging." The deacon board made their decision that night. Sister Claudia was removed from the choir immediately. She was asked not to return to Emmanuel Baptist until she'd undergone counseling and could demonstrate genuine understanding of boundaries and appropriate behavior. She left that night, and we never saw her again. But the damage was done. For weeks, I felt violated, watched, like my home, my marriage, my family's legacy had been exposed to someone who had no right to them. I couldn't even listen to "His eye is on the sparrow" without feeling sick. She'd tainted it, taken something precious, and made it feel dirty. It was my mother who helped me reclaim it. 3 months after Sister Claudia left, Mama called me over to her house. When I arrived, she was sitting at Mother Sarah's piano. "Sit down," she said. I sat on the bench next to her. "Your grandmother wrote that 4th verse when she was in the deepest pain of her life," Mama said. "She wrote it because she needed to remember that God saw her, even when she was broken, even when she couldn't understand why she was suffering, even when it felt like everything had been taken from her." Mama's fingers touched the keys, started playing. "That song isn't about us owning it. It's about God holding us, and nobody, not Sister Claudia, not anyone, can steal that." She might have learned the notes, but she never understood the song. Mama started singing. The 1st verse, then the 2nd, then the 3rd. And when she got to the 4th verse, she stopped and looked at me. "Sing it with me," she said. I couldn't at first. My voice caught. But Mama waited. And finally, I sang. "I don't know why I love Jesus. I don't know why he cares for me. I only know that when I'm broken, his eye is still on me." We sang it together, in my grandmother's house, at my grandmother's piano, the way it was meant to be sung, and I felt it come back to me. The hymn, the legacy, the reminder that God's eye is on the sparrow and on me, even when people try to take what's mine. Sister Claudia tried to steal our song, but she couldn't, because songs aren't just notes on a page. They're stories, they're scars that became testimonies, they're grief that became faith, and those things can't be photographed or memorized or performed. They have to be lived. I didn't understand then why she wanted that hymn so badly, but I do now. She thought belonging could be taken. She thought intimacy could be manufactured. She thought that if she learned our songs and our stories and our rhythms, she could insert herself into our lives and make us accept her. But belonging doesn't work that way. It's not something you steal. It's something you build through trust, through respect, through honoring boundaries, through showing up consistently over time with genuine love. She wanted the shortcut, the performance, the appearance of connection without the work of earning it. And when you try to take belonging instead of building it, you end up with nothing but empty notes and stolen words that don't mean anything because you don't have the story that gives them life. There's a verse in Proverbs 4:23 that says, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." I used to think that verse was just about protecting yourself from temptation or sin. But now I understand it differently. It's also about protecting your story, your legacy, your sacred spaces, the parts of your life that make you who you are. Because there are people, well-meaning or otherwise, who will try to take those things, not through violence, not through obvious theft, but through slow boundary violations, through invasive questions, through gathering information that isn't theirs to have, through performing intimacy they haven't earned. And if you're not careful, if you're not watchful, you can wake up one day and realize someone has accessed parts of your life that should have stayed private. Someone is singing your songs, telling your stories, claiming your legacy. God gave us discernment for a reason. That uncomfortable feeling I had when Sister Claudia first joined the church, that was discernment speaking. And I should have trusted it more, should have protected my boundaries more carefully. But we learn, we grow, and we teach the next generation to pay attention to those warning signs, to honor that inner voice that says, something is off, because guarding your heart isn't just about what you let in, it's also about what you let people take out. If you think that was the end of the Woman in White files, it wasn't. Because 6 months after Sister Claudia left Emmanuel Baptist, I got a call from a pastor at another church 2 counties over. He said a woman had recently joined their congregation, a woman who always wore white or cream, who was very enthusiastic about volunteering, who had taken a particular interest in their minister of music, a married minister of music. And when someone mentioned to this pastor that the woman seemed to know an awful lot about the minister's family, including private family traditions and even songs they sang at home that weren't in any hymnal, he started asking around. Someone remembered that this woman had been at Emmanuel Baptist before, and they wanted to know, did we know anything about a Sister Claudia Monroe? And more importantly, could we help them protect their minister's family before the pattern repeated? That story, about how we worked with that church to establish boundaries and recognition systems, about what happened when Sister Claudia realized she'd been caught at a second congregation, and about the intervention that finally got her real help to understand that obsession isn't love and stealing isn't honoring. You need to click the next story on your screen, because patterns don't stop until they're confronted by multiple witnesses. And the Woman in White files? They're still teaching us to see what we'd rather not see. If this story spoke to you, if you've ever had someone cross boundaries in the name of connection or honoring you, if you've ever felt that uncomfortable feeling that something's off but couldn't name why, hit that like button. Drop a comment and let me know. Have you ever had to protect your family's legacy or traditions from someone who wanted to take them without permission? You don't have to share details. Just let me know you're here. Because your discernment matters, your boundaries matter, and your family's story, whatever form it takes, is yours to protect. And subscribe to this channel. We share stories every week about faith, boundaries, discernment, and what it really means to guard your heart in a world where people don't always respect what's sacred. This is Deborah Mason, reminding you that belonging can't be stolen, connection can't be performed, and your family's hymn, whatever form it takes, is yours to protect. Be blessed, sisters.